मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना? ओके। कोई डॉक्टर सोती नंबियार।
Dr. Sudhir Namberes, Unni Krishnan Pilla, please wait.
Okay, good afternoon. Please welcome.
Hello.
Sir, good afternoon.
Hello, welcome to you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I welcome
Thank
to you,
you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Fine. Just you look at you look at me.
Dr. K. Shankar Rao is with us. You know, sir, Dr. K. Shankar Rao?
We haven't met, I think.
Yes, sir. Please.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Shankar Rao ji.
This is Dr. Shankar Rao. How are you, sir? How are you?
Fine.
I hope you may be fine.
How are you all there in the NIA?
Everybody is fine, sir. It's going on smoothly, and we've reached a good development in the institution also. With your
Okay.
blessings. So, how is your health, sir?
Yeah, it is going well in the midst of the COVID.
Amidst of COVID, yeah, of course, it is there. It is there, sir. So, what remedies do you prefer for COVID-19, sir?
Several things.
Right.
know, people with COVID is not coming to us, but for precautionary measures and immunity, they are sound.
Right. At least we should make a plan for a post-COVID management, sir, at least. So that we can boost
you-
and also the society also, at least. Sir.
You people are doing well,
Yes, sir. We are doing well. We are distributing it, especially the Brahmarasal and as well as the golden milk and the chompa, etc. And also giving the Samshumani Vati, the Gudichad Ganavati.
Yeah. I'm also using Samsamani Vati.
Yeah, exactly, sir. And some people, those who have the plant also know Guruji in their houses. So we asked them to take daily take a 10 ml of Guruji juice also at least, so that they can boost immunity as well as even that acts as a medicine also.
Oh, okay.
The Charaka says that Raso Guruji asked, so that that can be easily they can prepare them with them and then they will use it easily, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is going on nowadays, sir. So anything
Then,
else, a special formulation regarding this COVID, sir?
we are using Amritarishtam.
Amritarishtam, okay, nice.
Ah.
Yeah.
We abundantly use a combination of Amritarishtam and Vettamaran Guliya, very much near to that of Tribhuvan Kirti.
Right, okay.
That is our first option.
First option.
Even though a little of fever is there, we used to give them.
Amritarishtam.
Some even people are nowadays very hesitant to go for COVID test.
Exactly.
Because after COVID test, they have to wait for 2-3 days in quarantine to get the result. And by the time it will be very difficult for the family members to mingle with, and such problems are there.
Social
So
problem.
to avoid all these things, what they are doing, they are directly coming to us with a complaint of a fever, headache, or body pain, or something of that sort.
Okay.
And we will be prescribing the routine medicine like Amritarishtam and Vettamaran, Shasanadam tablets and such things.
Okay, sir.
And some of the companies here, they are preparing Nimba Rajanyadi tablet. You know Nimba Rajanyadi Yogam?
Acha, Nimba Rajanyadi Yogam. Okay, sir.
Yeah, it is very good. And I used to give Nimba Rajanyadi tablet, 2 tablets early morning in empty stomach. And my experience is that even they are not getting they affected with common cold.
Common cold, yes.
That kind of protection it is giving. So I think that with these things, clear COVID cases I didn't treat up till.
Of course, the patients they themselves getting some symptoms.
I think that within weeks, the COVID patients will come to us within weeks,
of course.
because but such rapid is the spreading.
Rapidly spreading.
So I think that very nearby it will be patients will come to us and Ayurvedic people for the treatment of COVID.
COVID, because of its already community spread is going on already.
No, spreading very fastly. It is spreading.
Yeah. Because of it's unknown, no. So easily going and meeting the people and going there, no. So that can be easily spreading actually, so speak.
Yeah.
So
what happened? Yesterday my outstation OP was there, so I was in travel and I couldn't attend the classes. I don't know what Jasab has told or Lakshmikanti. They are well versed persons, and what they have told, I don't know.
Right.
And
and
nowadays I am mostly engaged in the private practice, so
right. Okay.
I don't get enough time for reading or any kind of preparation. So whatever preparation in my mind is there, that can be imparted. So I took the subject, my acquaintance with Rasa Shastra. That I took that subject to tell whatever comes to my mind.
So do you have any PPT presentation, sir?
No, nothing. Just telling them. Can you tell who are the listeners actually?
So listeners, yesterday it was around 2,000 people. 2,000 people. Today if you do some formulations regarding Rasaushadhi, definitely more people come we are expecting, because of the Rasaushadhi is not prescribed or not given in the guidelines of a department Minister of Ayush only. So that everybody looking towards the Rasaushadhi right now, sir. So everybody get benefit from your lecture, I think so today. Almost all we can hope for. Because of just Guruchara Janyadi tablet. Okay, sir. So what will you prefer regarding this association for COVID-19?
Why can't? Why can't? It is safer, and I know these medicines like Arogyavarthini, which are very much used in North India,
Yeah.
rarely used in our places. It
Mhm.
is it is very effective in Vishama Juras,
Right, right.
and this kind of this corona virus and such fever. It will be much useful, and it
Okay.
will give it is a hepatoprotective drug, and it will be giving more immunity, I think, than any other such
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah,
Arogyavarthini is actually Arogyavarthini,
yeah, yeah,
so
definitely.
yeah,
The
it can be
device
useful.
kind. Yeah, yeah.
But after spreading an epidemic, and when we think about these things, we cannot correctly place our medicines before the ministry or any health workers, so that
Right.
some problem will be there in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
aspect.
of course.
Once epidemic is on its trip, then when we interfere, and then they will ask for the research papers and collected data or anything.
Right, right. Okay.
It will be difficult. Here it is in Kerala government. It is they are always IMA people,
Yeah, yeah.
implemented.
They're
They are
involved
always
in yeah.
they are dead against
System,
our
system.
use of medical
Yeah, yeah.
system,
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
especially in Kerala, where we handle with such cases of rheumatism and intravertebral disc prolapses and such things. Now there we have stamped that these our system is better than theirs.
Mhm.
Uh, so they are.
They don't
They are
digest, even they don't digest such issues.
yeah.
Yeah,
They won't tolerate
yeah, yeah, exactly.
actually that our system is coming up in several fields.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. Mhm. But this is a high time to make the Ayurvedic drugs, especially Rasa these for the evidence-based medicines, isn't it?
yeah, surely we should document our everything that is
Yeah, yeah,
very much needed.
yeah.
At least in this pandemic period, we
Yeah.
should document, collect the data from all over India and
Right,
project in such a way that they should be convinced that yes, we can do something.
right, sir. Right. Exactly, exactly. Okay, okay. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your nice, with the nice meeting, and I hope.
Uh, Shankaravji,
Sir,
you are Shankaravji or
yeah, yeah,
Bhaskaravji?
yeah. I'm Shankar Rao, Dr. Shankar Rao, sir.
Shankaravji, na?
Sir.
We didn't meet, I think. Yeah.
Sure, definitely, definitely, sure,
Uh,
100%, sure.
I couldn't visit NIA even though I was governing body member. So,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, 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 yeah.
afterwards, I could not meet
Mhm.
any of you.
Okay. May the
And
God keep you safe and healthy and wealthy, sir.
okay.
Thank you. Mhm. So we'll meet whenever the meeting comes, the BYM, BOM meeting comes now. We'll meet in the institution.
Uh,
I was worker, director of Ayurveda NIA prior to Dr. Sanjeev Sharma.
uh, uh, uh.
Yes, sir. Yes. So Sanjay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
May I start, sir?
Yeah, Sanjay ji.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कस्यचिद् दुःखे भाग् भवेत् मा कस्यचिद् दुःखे भाग् भवेत्. Welcome to all of you today in the second day of the webinar, national webinar on Rasa Shastra and Message Kalpana. On behalf of organizing team, once again, I welcome to all of you today in this session. Today, we have the two eminent speakers, Dr. Uni Krishnan Pillai from Kerala and other speaker, Dr. Srikant from the Himalaya Company, Bangalore. So, on behalf of organizing secretary, I welcome to both speakers in this today's session. So once again, I welcome to all of you. Before the lecture of Dr. K. Unikrishnan sir, it's my privilege. I take this opportunity to introduce our eminent speaker, Dr. K. Unikrishnan Pillai. Sir is presently Chief Physician, Amritanjali Ayurveda Hospital, Kollam. Sir has 45 years of experience as a physician in the field of Ayurveda, 23 years of experience in academic and mentor for PG and PhD students. He was a former professor and HOD in Department of Rasa Shastra and Vesaj Kalpana, Amrita School of Ayurveda, Kollam. Presently, he is a member of Pharmacopoeia Commission of India, Ministry of Ayush, Finance Committee member of National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, former senior lecturer of IPGT and RA, Gujarat Ayurveda University, member of Staff Selection Committee, National Institute of Ayurveda. It's a pleasure for us. Member of Syllabus Committee of Kerala University of Health and Sciences, examiner for Kerala University, Gujarat Ayurveda University and Rajiv Gandhi University. He was a member of Board of Study, Kerala University of Health and Sciences, member of Advisory Board of Good Manufacturing Practices, former tutor of country-wide classroom in the field of Rasa Shastra and Vesaj Kalpana, certified in Panchakarma and Charsotra from the Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar. Sir did BMS from University of Kerala, MD and PhD from Gujarat Ayurveda University. Sir is a member of governing body, National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, Chief Physician of Amritanjali Ayurveda Hospital, Kollam, teacher for foreigner training program, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, co-author of the textbook of Rasa Shastra published by Government Ayurveda College, Trivandrum, chief editor of one of the very important Ayurveda journal, chief editor of Renaissance, a quarterly magazine from the Nagarjuna Ayurvedic Pharmacy, and he had delivered several keynote address also in international seminar at Tokyo. So, sir has vast experience of teaching, manufacturing, and the clinical and many more. With this introduction, I would like to call our moderator of this program, Dr. Sakita. Sakita K. She is lecturer in Department of Rasa Shastra and Vesaj Kalpana, NIA Jaipur. So I request Dr. Sakita to invite our eminent speaker, Dr. K. Unikrishnan Pillai. Dr. Sakita. So I give the responsibility over to Dr. Sakita. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay sir. I am Dr. Sakita K.S., lecturer in the Department of Rasa Shastra and Vaishya Kalpana, NIA Jaipur. So it's my privilege to welcome the eminent personality. He's a stalwart of Rasa Shastra from Kerala to deliver his lecture in this session. Sir is going to speak about his acquaintance with Rasa Shastra. His brief introduction has already been given. So without much ado, I invite Dr. K. Unnikrishna Pilla sir to deliver his lecture in this session. Dr. K. Unnikrishna Pilla sir.
Namaskar.
Namaste sir.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes sir, you are audible.
Our
Start sir.
dear Director, National Institute, Sanjay Sharma, the Shastra Department, Head of the Department, Dr. Rao, and all other staff members, especially Sanjay Kumar, who contacted me every time and did all the things well. And at this moment, I remember that the 21 members, all the 21 members joined the National Institute. I am not going to name, even though some of the names I have to mention. The former speaker of the webinar, Dr. Jha and Sri Krishna, Bakhel sir, and all others. I am not going to name. Jha is there, I think. He is listening. Sir, namaskar.
Yeah, sir. Also, CB Jha is there, sir.
As I am not nowadays very much engaged in academy and engaged more in the private practice. I took the subject, my acquaintance with the Rasa Shastra. Two, 3 days back, I came across our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Man Ki Baat. He was emphasizing the storytelling, and through stories, we are giving the ideals of the life to the children. उनकी नानी की दादी की कथाएं, he was always insisting in and giving importance to that one. The whole lecture was about storytelling, I think, and it inspired me to tell my story of the Shastra to you people, to share it with you. In the story, amidst the story, you can read out some of the principles of the Shastra, which I came across, but I am not going to give a lecture on any specific Marana Jarana process or anything. That all of you know. Those who are attending the class will be well versed in the Shastra and these terminologies they know. And just like all of you people, My acquaintance with Rasa Shastra also started at Trivandrum Government Ayurveda College in the second year. And Dr. Shaileshwari Amma, one of our teachers, he was teaching us Rasa Shastra as they were taught. It was just like in that way. We will be just reciting the slokas and you have to just write the eight names. And if samples are available, just we can see the samples. That kind of Shastra we were taught. At that time, we were having a practical hall for the namesake, and we will be taken to the practical hall, and there one old man, post-retirement posted man, Khan sir we call him, and he was there. Always he was doing something at the corner of that hall, and when we approached him, we will be shown some this Gantaka Shodhana or Kankan Shodhana or something like that. Then once I asked him that what he is doing all the time in the corner, and he told me that this is Rasa Bandha. So not Rasa Bandha, he called it as ये kept है, ये kept. Then I asked him what is kept. Then he showed me Parada and that liquid state, and he told me that this can be solidified. Then I said, what is the use of that solidification? Then he told me that after solidification, we can make it bhasma. Oh. Whenever time allowed, I used to go to him. Myself alone and some friends will be there. And I went to him and asked about all these things. In the second, third year, I was interested in that one. Then I got passed in the Shastra in the Shastra, and I forgot all the things. And amidst the career of the colleges, and I forgot the things. My first acquaintance with this one, Parada Kriya, was this Kettu. Then I came back to my practice, my father's practice place, and I started practice. Luckily, I was a good practitioner. Father was away from the clinic, so I got opportunity and exposed to the patients, and it was in common language. My practice clicked, and patients used to come in. I was totally engaged. And after 1 year, when I visited Trivandrum, I visited my college and saw some of my friends in post-graduation, my classmates. Then I was fed up with the patients because full of patients were there, so I was fed up. At that time, my idea came to my mind about the post-graduation. Then I entered in the college, and they told that okay, now the period is over and you can't apply. Next time we will see, and in that way, college politics were there. Then luckily I got a Hindu paper cutting, and in that one, the second application for post-graduation was there in Jamnagar. Applications were sold, and I applied for the application form and I got it and filled it. And second, all India test was conducted. And I got admission in the first round itself. Then we started my MD course in IPGT and in IPGT and the Shastra practicals were in routine practicals were done, and at that time, our beloved Professor Harshankar Sharmaji was the head of the department, and the practicals were conducted by M.U. Bahadur sir. Bahadur sir was a very good teacher, very good man, and at that time, he used to tell in between the lines, whenever he was taking some practical classes in between, and he was telling something about the rasa, its peculiarities, and I was fascinated because my first thoughts were there in my mind, which I got in the graduation. I was fascinated with those tellings, and I asked several questions, and he was fond of me because I gave much attention to the Shastra, and the practicals were done well. Then my friends, Dr. D.L. Atara and Baldania and such friends were there. We together did several practicals. Whatever he was giving, we were doing it well. And in the first year, after first year examination, I was very much interested in taking the Shastra as my subject of study, and especially due to Bahadur Sahib. And he was a very, very learned man in the Shastra, and he took us to several places to get the first-hand knowledge about Navasadara, Ishtika, Dahane, Jadam. We went to Ishtika parties and collected Navasadara from there. And when Rasanjana was taken, it was Yashada Pushpa, Riti Kitodbhavam, to state that one. We were taken to Riti Bhashti, this brass Bhashti, and from there he collected Yashada Pushpa from the roof, and in that way he was very practical and very energetic teacher. Though he was, by name he was Muslim, he was a total Shaiva. He himself, M.U. Bahadur, the full Muhammad Yusuf Bahadur, his full name was mentioned as Maheshwara Uma Bahadur. In that way, he was totally Shaiva, and he used to perform several pujas and everything in the funeral campuses, and such things were done. And he belongs to Karnataka and Kolar, near Kolar, and he was well versed and very rich also. So his attitude towards the Shastra fascinated us, and we, even though G.L. Atara, he got first rank in first year examination, himself and me and we all of us were took the Shastra as the first subject of post graduation, and we were under him. We did several practicals, more than 200 practicals we conducted which included this Mishra Lohas, Rupi Pakwas of several types, and all the types, whatever came across us, we were doing it 24 hours, and we got a practical knowledge. And at the end of our term, Jasab came as a lecturer in our department, and he joined us. And he was also very enthusiastic, and he used to give us the practical approaches, and even theoretically he was better than most of others, and he gave us much ideas about this Shastra. And there some of the experiences are there. These funny experiences are also there. Once we were preparing Pittala, and Bahadur Sahib was giving us instructions. And in the crucible, and we were giving heat in the vashti, and Pittala was being prepared. And by the time, we were very interestingly looking to the flames of Yashoda, which is coming up, and with fluorescent light. All of the people were enlightened, and we were seeing. And afterwards, he told us, "Yes, the Mishra Loha is prepared." And after a while, he took it from the crucible, from the prashti, and inverted, and a piece of Pittala, weighing somewhat 300 grams of Pittala fell into the ground. Then he told us, allow it to cool, and he went for lunch. We were waiting for getting it cool. And we were also hungry. Then one of us, I don't remember who, suggested that why can't we cool it? Then it has that brittle, that shining brass color evaded, and a blackish mass was there. Then to make it cool earlier, what we did, we took a bucket of water, steel bucket was there, and on 2/3 water was taken in that one. And we took it by Sandamsha, we took that piece and put it in the bucket. How a very big blast was there, and the bucket flew away, and everything, we couldn't see anything. That way, steam and everything was there. Very running here and there for safety. And when it was cooled down, we entered again and looked for the brass. The bucket was D-shaped, and the water came also totally spilled everywhere. And we looked here and there at the corners and everywhere for the brass. But we didn't get the brass. One of our peon, he looked at from a different angle and said that water is shining. Then we looked for the water, and you can't believe that brass part was divided into minute powder, and it was just flowing with water. So in this context, I would like to say that while doing these kinds of practicals, very keen observation should be there, and somebody senior should be there to watch, and we should obey. Soon the message went to Bahadur. Came running, and we were all the hunger was questioned with पेट भर के गाली सुना. Then everybody's hunger went away. So it was an experience there. And when we were seniors, juniors, every batch was given practicals of Kopi Pakwa, and the junior batch was preparing Rasa Sandhura. And while doing the Rasa Sandhura, Saab was there. I don't know whether Jasab or I don't know, I remember it now well. And we were giving guidance to the junior people. And you know the Kopi Pakwa process, and it was in Kopi Pakwa Brashti, it was going on. The flames came out. We were cleaning the neck with the hot iron rod, and everything was all going smoothly. And as seniors, what we did, almost the flame was about to quench. Then we suggested to the juniors that when the flames are completely put off, you put the cork and do the kapatmati. Then after giving the advice, we went for lunch. And when we were in the dining hall, from there we got a blasting sound. The present with IPGT and our people will not understand the geographical connection. It was very near our this party and our hall and everything. And we came running, and what we saw was the bucket. The bucket was as it is, but the sand was spread everywhere, and the bottle was unseen. Then we looked for the bottle piece, and the bottom of the bottle was taken from the corner of the room, and the glass pieces were spread in the room. And we were looking for the neck of the bottle as well as the cork and everything. See, we couldn't collect it. After a while, somebody who was coming from the OP side, they brought a piece of this bottleneck with a little of Rasa Sandhura in it to we people. And then we thought that it flew to somewhat 200 feet from the spot, and the small tiles which was covered over the top, it was broken. Just like a bullet, it went off. So what happened, you may be knowing, those who are well versed with the Shastra will be knowing, because before the complete exhausting of the extra sulfur in the Kajali, means the flame were not, when it was in Mandagni, the flames went off, but the sulfur was still there in that one, and they did the corking and coupling. Then Tivragni was given, and within minutes it's blasted. So this is an experience of which I would like to share with you, that especially those who are teachers and in the teaching profession, when you give practical works to the students and other junior teachers or anybody, you should be very, very careful. In these two instances, nobody was hurt. If somebody was near that one, anything can be happen. They will get burned because the boiling sulfur will be coming out and all this will be there. So nobody was hurt. So that was two instances which I would like to share with you. And once Dr. Bahadur ji, he took we people, all the batch students. I think that all the, when we were seniors, second year, third year, then he took us to one Siddha, not very far. I don't remember the name of the gaon. And there, he we were invited to see some practical aspects of Rasa Siddhi. That Acharya who was performing in that one, it was a very small room with limited resources and everything. And we were, there was no space for sitting or anything. We were wandering here and there, looking his work. And he said, I will show you Rasa Bandhana. Then he took a 1/3 in a small crucible of, I think, that 100 ml. 1/3 of filled with mercury. And an Etna burner was burnt. And he took a powder from his pocket, and a little pinch was put into that mercury, and he took it, hold it by with forceps and heat it. Then, when it was getting heated, the bottom became a little red hot, and he placed it to cool. After few minutes, he inverted it to ground, and a piece fell down. And he told that let it be cool, and we waited. When it was cool, he asked us to hammer it. We hammered it, and to our astonishment, it was malleable. Hammering marks were put on that one. Then he told me that it has converted to a metal. Metal means malleable metal. Then Bahadurji told us that this is a process which is very near to Dhatuvada. Now we can say that only a little Ranjana is needed. Otherwise, this can be very near to Rajata or any other such metal. But at that time, we were not having that much of this research mentality. Otherwise, it would have been taken to our lab and tested for whether it is having mercury or is converted into any metals or not. Anyhow, it was a worth remembering experience to us that whatever is told in our text about Rasabandha, it is true. Whether we have it or not, it is another thing. But it is true. Still we at least for Rasa Shastra people, we should not believe that these are just stories. because some of the acharyas have told in some places that even in the authentic text it is told that evam shruyate means it is heard in such a way, not practically seen or practically successful in that way. But it is not so. The things told by our acharyas, especially in the authentic text, they have done it and they have proved it. Then only they brought these things to books. But it is not so clear like this preparation of Kshirabala Kaila or Dhanantaram Gupta or anything, because it is it should uh, it should be imparted to only deserving persons. Otherwise, it will be misused. So everywhere some kind of gopaniyata, that's when the hidden descriptions are there. So uh, we are the people to exploit it and to do more and more things in that aspect, so that we can prove that our Shastra was having a glorious history and it was true. And from there we can start for more and more very, very potent texts. And in nutshell, I would like to place some of the points which I have noted. That is, Dhaduvada and Dehavada, both facets of the Shastra strongly existed in our country. And Dhaduvada was not practiced for metallurgical gains, but for the confirmation of Dehavada. When I came to Advada, I remember one story, one incident, not story. I don't know whether my friends remember or not. When we were there, 19 new entrants as teachers in National Institute of Ayurveda in 1980. I was the only person who came from South India, and somehow I was misinterpreted as a man of Shastra with some powers, just like what we were telling about Gaduji. And I was having Rasa Siddhi and palmistry and all these things. You know, several of my friends, and they have shown the palms to me to read it. And then this Asa Rasa Siddha, I came across some person in this Jaipur who spent their whole salary to purchase mercury and such substances, paraphernalia, to go for Dhadra. Lakshmikant Dwivedi ji was my partner in the Shastra. And you know, he was very studious, far better than me in such conditions, and he used to take classes in a very magnificent way. And everything he did was having a speciality. A touch of Lakshmikant was there. I'm not going with it. There are some stories getting some 5 rupees or 5 paise. I don't think 50 paise from the accounts. He, uh, he went with it and bought it by check itself, I think. And that was his personality. Once he stick to something, and he was very much persisting on that aspect. Same was his attitude towards the Shastra also. Till I remember that he presented me Rasa Praveshika, which I keep on reading it still also. Whenever needed, I refer that book. And one, I don't name everybody in that condition, but one of our senior teachers in National Institute Ayurveda, Jasmikant will be remembering, he approached, he once caught me alone and took me to his office, and he showed me a ring, a copper ring, half turned into yellow. And he told me that I could do this much. Can you complete it? That was the question. Then I asked him to do one thing. I asked him to write down all the things which he had done with it and give me, then I will complete it. He never turned to me because he wanted to keep all the things, whatever he did, as a secret. And he wanted me to complete it. Such crazy people were there in Jaipur. I don't know whether still those people who are in me kind of old age, they are continuing the same or not. They were wasting time. I am not telling wasting, a kind of misutilization, because without proper guidance, you cannot proceed with Rasa Siddhi. There, you want a very perfect teacher without any selfish nature to impart all the knowledge which he can. So I was telling that most of the people who have gained this siddhi, that they have hidden it in such a way that it should not reach unwanted people. That kind of an experience was there. And what does it indicate? Two things are there. One, whatever they have gained, they don't want to impart it. They want to give to anybody. They don't tell it to anybody. And I don't know whether they have documented it or not. That is also whatever is possible, whatever is available, and they will follow 2 or 3 texts at a time and do something, whatever comes to their mind in that. But another thing is that people are behind it. And the man who has shown it to me, he has partially succeeded in the Ranjana karma of copper. That much is sure. That he has shown us that yes, it has been converted into yellow color. Very minor things, boiling with this Yashada Basma or Yashada or any kind of this I don't remember the words. Any kind of that metallic contents, it may turn. And it may turn the copper into yellow color. It should not be actually a dhaduvada kriya or such any siddhi. But still, there are people which are behind these kinds of activities. And what the designing of the graduates and postgraduates and the PhDs, it is very much needed nowadays because recently there were several meetings regarding the syllabus and in the initial stage itself, the students should be given an idea about the treasure of the Shastra. Just by hearting this sloka and writing it in the examination, it will not be useful. काष्ठौषधो नागे नागमपि वन्दे वङ्गमपि सुखदेशि तारं चलीयते कनके कनकं चलीयते सूते. In that way, when we just by heart it and tell it, if we are not telling and understanding what is behind it, what is liyate, what is that process. I think that yesterday I couldn't hear Lakshmikant Jivedji, and he was taking Jarana, I think. He would have touched that aspect, Mahajarana process, he would have taken, I think. Because this is Mahajarana. This is Mahajarana. It takes from Kashtaushadhi to Parada. And a route is shown to us that how we can go from this Kashtaushadhis, the essential metals, the rare metals, and all the things in the universe. It is there in the plants. Even though it is in the trace forms, it will be there in the plants. And when we take it to a metal, the metal will take almost all the mineral parts of the same. And we are taking it from one metal to another metal in the form of bija. And in this context, I remember one another verse which we used to by heart. Makshiga dhadustakalamekshna prano rasendrasya param sudrishya. Prano rasendrasya. We forgot it. We will not explain it to the students what is prano rasendrasya. What is prano rasendrasya regarding Makshiga, Machika, what it is. That way. And prano rasendrasya param sudrishya. Durmela loha dvaya melanascha. That aspect, I don't know what the teachers are telling to the students nowadays, and how they they give the explanation. I don't know what it exactly meant. Comes in the Mahacharana. Jarana process. Actually, whether I am repeating it or not, I don't know. In this one, we are just giving an idea that the Kashtaushadhis are taken to Naga, and Naga is taken to Vanga. How? What? In which way it is taken to Naga? And this Naga is taken to Tara. How it is taken? How it is given the word Jarana. There it is digest, it is getting digested in that one. Digested means there one metal and another metal is coming in contact. There that exhausting of one metal, giving all essence to the other. Its essence is given to the other. It is getting exhausted in the sense that the essence of that metal will be in the other. Higher it goes and goes, it goes to Kanaka, which is, we can say, it is very, very, very near to Brahma, the Srishtikarta. And it is taken to that one after that Jarana, when it is taken. And then that gold in the form of Bija is taken to Suta. Then it becomes Aragauri Srishti. It can give anything. And it is such a substance. We can, when it is given the name Haragauri Srishti, it can be used for Dehaveda and Lohaveda and whatever not. Fuel for aeroplane or what. You have heard such several things that we were, Shastri people, they were doing with several things. And Gatha Khecharadangati, we have heard it. Whether it is fact or fake, that we don't know. But when we go through these things, we get a hope that yes, there are several such things where we can do researches. First researches in the theoretical portions, and then going from the base we can go for Jarana processes and this. I feel ashamed sometimes that after this much of period in the field of Rasa Shastra, as the Rasatarangini has told us, Nirgandha Gandhaka Nirmana. After repetition of 100 times of immersing boiled molten sulfur into milk, it becomes Nirgandha Gandhaka. I don't know whether some of our Shastris has done it or not. Anyhow, it has not come to me, to any kind of this papers or publications or anything, that Gandhaka is there. I could not complete it. I started it several times, and I used that sulfur for other purposes. So I could not complete that Nirgandha. I was just thinking about the quality of milk which is adopted to this sulfur, whether it will change in such way that sulfur forget its gandha. If Gandhaka can forget its sulfur, yes, we can do several things. I think. So from the very base things, we can go for very higher things like Haragaudi Srishti, where nowadays we know that the world is craving for better medicines, which are safe and fast acting and affordable. Such people are not, the community is craving for such things that yes, we have to do something in this aspect. So basically, we, the Shastris, are not capable of answering about the repetition of the processes also. Why 7 times immersion? We cannot answer actually. Why 7 times in our show? Why 21 putas? We cannot answer why 21 putas. And even we are researching on these putas and virutas and all these things, but we are still not in a position to substantiate our claims that number of putas are making this material more and more. And for the name, say when we got the name nanoparticles, we just tell that yes, it is being converted to nanoparticles and it will enter the body easily and it will be absorbed and it will do its work in that situation. But actually, what what the world needs is the substantial evidences which we have to impart. Basic research work from the very beginning of the Shodhana process. It is still pending. We know very well that mercury is toxic. It is not new to us because the very qualities of mercury, the three qualities of the Visham, Vanir, Mother. Then it is Visha. We know very, very earlier than the people know about mercury, we knew about the toxicity of mercury. Then, which part of mercury can we say? We cannot say. The mercury is toxic substance. Its quality is toxic. And what we are doing in the toxic with that toxic substance, we are making it into, we are claiming that we are making it into amrita. Recovery history is amrita. In such a process, such a big process, we are stuck at several phases. In the sense that from the very beginning of the purifications of the material, we are not sure about what we are doing. We are following textual descriptions and we are practicing, we are getting result. We can be in the present conditions, we are doing very much things to the world by giving this Rasaushadis with mercury and without mercury. We are preparing and dispensing it, getting the result. Okay, but our science is it is claiming big claims are there, big claims are there. We are not touching it. Including me, I am first accusation is on me itself. I am not accusing the people who are in the academics or in the research fellow, nothing. But we have to go in a substantial evidence. Otherwise, leave all the substantial evidencing process. Going for any chemical analysis is just useless. Going for chemical analysis, their chemistry, the modern chemistry, not there. Our modern chemistry is not capable of proving the result of sanskara. We are doing sanskara. And if we follow that principle, give the results, there also we are failing. We cannot give the result in such a way. We cannot make Bharata Bhasma as told in the text. We cannot prepare Agnistayi Bharata Bhasma. And we cannot make Talasta Rasa Sandura in the process it is to be done. Why? We are not getting it Agnistayi. When it is Agnistayi, then only we can go for a Talasta Rasa Sandura in the natural sense. So we are hesitating our lacuna, and hence we are only following whatever we can do. I am not telling that it should be done in the most reliable manner. I am always using the word reliable because if I am aroused, because nowadays it is very very much doubtful condition about the pharmacy of Rasa Shastra. There is Abhrak Bhasma per kilo 750 rupees, and there is Abhrak Bhasma which costs 10 grams 750 rupees. Number of putas, not Sahasraputi or Shataputi or anything, Abhrak. That kind of range is there in the preparation itself. Several companies, I'm not naming any company, and I don't know how they prepare it and supply. And people in several places, the people who know, whom I know, they are also using it. But my mind cannot, it is not allowing to use such things, because I know the manpower and material cost involved in that one, and it cannot be prepared in such way. But in the name of Abhrapasma, the kilos are being sold everywhere. So, from the very bottom, we should get an assurance, at least amongst us, that it should be done in this way, and the result will be in this way. And the ultimate result, whatever is told in the textual descriptions, it should be given. That much of assurance should be given to the society that the Shastra is actually a useful branch of Ayurveda, and its pharmacy is. Hello, Namaskar, Dwivedi ji. And thus we can keep that. I think that I'm running over time. Is there any question here, Professor? Anyhow, I am thankful to all of you who have listened to me. So I don't know whether it was good or not. Anyhow, sometimes somehow you will remember the instances when you are doing the practicals in our hall, and whatever things we teach the students, it will be assured, that kind of an assurance should be given to the students that it is to be done. By maximum care should be taken for giving the assurances that why it is done in this way, that we have to think about. And I think that a Shastri Mandala should be formed with the senior Shastris, and we have to decide to how these things can be explained to the coming generation. With these words, and giving reverence to all the listeners, as well as my colleague Lakshmikant Trivedi, and all other Jha, I think that he is there, and all other Sanjeev Sharma ji, and Sanjeev ji, Sanjay Kumar ji, and all other fellows who were waiting. And thank you all. May I take leave, Sanjay Kumar?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your vast experience, spanning 5 decades. Indeed, it was rich with practical anecdotes where you covered some of the important practicals which are rarely done, like Bandhana of Parada, and you are even undertook preparation of Mishra Dhatu. So it was heartening to hear from someone who has actually attempted Rasabandha as well as Dhaduvada. So thank you, sir, once again for taking your precious time out to be with us.
Thank
Sir,
you. Thank you very much. I could see Lakshmikant Live. Jasab and Lakshmikantji, I could see live, and Sanjay Sharma also. Anyhow, I am very much happy.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have one question. Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, the question was, who can be called as a Rasa Siddha? How can we identify a Rasa Siddha?
One who can make Bharata Bhasma, he is Rasa Siddha. Not the Bharata Bhasma which we usually tell and sell and everything. No, it is not the Bharata Bhasma. It is the Bharata Bhasma which is very, very near to Haragaudi's Srishti.
Thank you, sir. I also welcome Professor Lakshmikant Dwivedi sir and Chandrabhushan Jha sir who have joined us. Our second speaker is also with us, Dr. K. Shrikant. A warm welcome to you, sir. I request.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Sanjay sir to introduce our second speaker, Dr. K. Shrikant.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sakita. And thanks to Dr. Unikrishnan sir for united us very deeply. I think we have much more question, but I will take it after the session of Dr. Srikant sir. We have, I welcome to Professor L.K. Dwivedi sir and Professor Shirija sir. Once again, just 15 minutes before, our director, Professor Sanjeev Sharma sir, also has joined, but now due to some hectic schedule, some busy schedules, there is tomorrow there is a programs. That's why he has lived now. Under his tenureship of Professor Sanjeev Sharma sir, a lots of works have been done in the NIA. There are several projects are running under leadership of Professor Sanjeev Sharma sir. NIA has got the NABH accreditations. Now it is in pathway of to be deemed university, NAC, and there is a plan to develop the world-class animal house and the detailed labs. So there are lots of works we have to develop under leadership of Professor Sanjeev Sharma sir. So now we have, with these words, once again I thankful to you sir, and I request you if you remain with us. Now I would like to request our Dr. Srikant sir. He is a national manager, scientific services, pharmaceutical division, the Himalaya Drug Company in Bangalore. We all are familiar with the Dr. Srikant. Sir, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's my privilege to read your biography. I have seen several times in this different events. Sir, very handsome personality and always smiling. Dr. Srikant has a degree in Ayurveda from Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Bangalore, University, Bangalore, in the year 1997, and PG from the NIA. It's a pleasure for us. NIA Jaipur in 2002. He is presently serving as a national manager, as I told. He is a spear heading Himalaya Ayurvedic Medical College Connect, AMC Connect programs conducted across 187 Ayurvedic colleges in India. Under this aegis of AMC Connect, initiative of Himalaya Jivak and Ayu Visharad awards are distributed to the toppers in final BMS University examination in all these colleges. Gold medals have been instituted in 3 leading universities of the country. Several curricular and extracurricular activities are conducted in all the colleges. 4 editions of Ayurveda, the only national level quiz competitions for Ayurvedic undergraduate students have been successfully completed. He has been practicing Ayurveda medical practice for the past 2 decades. His first tenure of research-oriented practice in Ayurveda began in Jaipur at Chakrapani Ayurveda Clinic and Research Center for a period of 6 months, followed by being a consultant physician at Kotkal Ayurveda Jaipur for about a year. He has been practicing in Bangalore since August 2002. Dr. Srikant has presented research paper on Ayurveda at National and International Seminar on Ayurveda. He has also delivered lecture to the general public and IT professional on Ayurveda and general health awareness. He has worked as a medical consultant for the project Sutra, a project of a Indian Institute of Science, which is the topmost institutes in India, where medical camp is extended to people in remote rural area of Karnataka during 1996 to 1998. He had been to Slovenia during November 2005 to participate in the Ayurveda seminar organized by Chamber of Commerce of Slovenia for physicians in Western medicine. He has visited several countries like Moscow, St. Petersburg, Russia during March 2007 and has given several lectures on Ayurveda and health related topics. He also visited Sri Lanka during November 2007 and June 2008 and conducted various scientific sessions in CME for both Ayurveda and allopathy doctors. He delivered lecture for international delegates at Health 2012, an international health expo conducted by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Turkmenistan. From past 2 years, he has been writing a column, Ayurveda Advisory, in Civil Society, a renowned monthly magazine. From this year, he has been nominated as member of Faculty of Ayurveda of Kelly Academy of Higher Education and Research, Belgavi, Karnataka, for a period of 2 years. With these introductions, I would like to request Dr. Srikant for deliver your talks. Once again, I welcome you, sir, Dr. Srikant K. The session of today, this moderator of this session is Dr. Sakita. So Dr. Sakita will continue to moderate these sessions. Now I would like to request Dr. Srikant.
Sir, namaste, sir. Sanjay sir, thank you very much for wonderful introduction. It was indeed very, very lengthy. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And it's indeed a pleasure. Actually, I'm feeling both honored and humbled today to be in my alma mater. As you all know, I'm alumnus of National Institute of Ayurveda Jaipur, and it's really, I'm really very happy today to know that we have already got NABH accreditation for NIA hospital, and we are working towards NAC, getting NAC rating, as well as world-class animal house. I'm sure for the PG scholars who will be joining hereafter, will definitely have a very, very good scope to ensure that their research is of world class. Once again, I'm very, very thankful to Shankar Rao sir, Sanjay sir, and the entire Rasa Shastra and Vaisheshika Kalpana department, PG department of NIA, for having accepted the invitation. Today, I'll be representing my company, the Himalaya Drug Company. As you all know, we are celebrating this 9th decade of our service to humanity. And we focus on wellness in every home and happiness in every heart. So once again, a very warm welcome for this afternoon webinar session. I'm sure post-lunch sessions are indeed interesting, right? So I try to make it interesting indeed. If you look at quality of a product, where does the quality start? Quality always starts at the source. Source of, say, Ayurvedic medicine. What is the source? Source should always be herb, right? So in that case, I think quality is the key, even in the when you select the seed, because the quality seeds give you quality herbs. So this is here that I would like to share today's topic: drug development, seed to shelf. Today's topic, I'll be taking you through the key aspects of quality from seed to shelf. I'll just give you a gist of how a product is developed at Himalaya. It takes anywhere between 10 years to 15 years to launch a product from the date of conceptualization. Conceptualization is when the marketing demands like this particular product is necessary. So identification and characterization will start the herbs by literature screening and authentication and standardization of the herbs, which is then forwarded for extraction, that is drug discovery. In vitro studies are done on individual herbs and several combination of herbs, including animal pharmacological studies to find out whether they are viable or not. And the decision phase includes efficacy and safety studies along with regulatory approvals. Then comes the formulation development. Depending upon what is the herb and what is the alkaloid, the therapeutic property of the drug that we are looking into, we develop different type of dosage forms, and stability studies are done, followed by packaging studies, because each and every step here is very, very important to ensure the end product maintains the same quality as the procured herb. Of course, a very good, very effective product will not be sufficient. It should also be safe. That is, as Charaka says, Dravya should not give rise to any other disease. There should not be iatrogenic disease as per Ayurveda. So we ensure there are experimental trials to ensure safety and toxicity studies, including subacute, chronic, all sort of toxicity studies are done. And finally, we also do phase 1 clinical studies and safety studies in the healthy medical male volunteers, and phase 2, phase 3 in multi-center trials, followed by launch, and phase 4 is post-marketing surveillance or the pharmacovigilance. So I will be taking you through one by one. So identification and characterization, literature screening is actually looked at. Not only classical texts, we'll also look at the current ongoing modern research across the globe and ensure that we are at par with the current day's research. Of course, authentication and standardization is absolutely necessary, because I'm sure both the Rasa Shastra Vaishnajakalpana graduates as well as the Dravidana postgraduates here would be agreeing to it. So my first question here would be, I'll identify this herb. This is one of the most common, Daru, absolutely correct. And this is Ashoka. Now, which is the wrong plant? We all know. Let me not delve into it now. And many times such things can happen of a wrong plant has been selected, or maybe in the absence of a particular herb, there are something called substitutes. If classically it is substantiated substitute, it's okay. Else it becomes a little question mark. I think Unikrishnan sir was right now highlighting about what is ongoing in the current pharmaceutical market. So this becomes very, very significant in ensuring the final product, which is both safe and effective to the end customer. I think if I ask you the most popular product, Ayurveda product in India right now, would be either Chyawanprash or it may be Dashamula Arishta, which is most sold over-the-counter drugs. So if you look at availability of Dashamula or availability of Amalaki, you definitely find out like what is necessary. Quality herb is most necessary for ensuring a quality product. If quality herb is obtained, then we should be very sure about its non-toxic. Because if it is Karavira, Vatsanada, or Gunja, or even Kupilu, we should be pretty careful and ensure that we follow all the Shodhana procedures mentioned by our classics. This is my favorite question. I always ask whether it is for students or even practitioners, even allopathic practitioners. In our sessions, we always put across this which has to be identified. And I'm sure anybody, right from a 5-year-old boy, can identify by looking at this. This is nothing but, yes, you're all right. We are more popularly known as Pudina. Now, if I tell you Pudina is having more than 20 species, there are more than 20 species of this mint, which is available in our country alone. So, which species has to be obtained? That's a little tricky question, right? For maybe like a dietary item, like a Pudina chutney for a samosa, any of this would be okay, because it is the flavor that we are looking into, not the therapeutic activity when we are using Pudina in a food. However, if you look at two specific species, Mentha piperata or Mentha arvensis or Mentha spicata also. See, Mentha piperata will have increased xenol or menthofuran and decreased isomethanol compared to Mentha arvensis, which has more of this. So, if I want Putiha to give some relief in, say, a joint pain, then I'll definitely select a different species like from piperata, similar to piperata. Whereas when I want to use Putiha in my product called gastric syrup, which helps in becoming carbonative or antiflatulent, or in other words, Vatanulomaka, then I would definitely opt for Mentha arvensis. So that is very, very important to ensure that we also are pretty sure about which species that we are using. So authentication and standardization of ingredients, each and every ingredient becomes very, very important to ensure quality product. Because a product which was developed should maintain the same quality, safety and efficacy in batch after batch. So that is where our R&D center in Bangalore ensures all these practices. These are the key departments in R&D, discovery sciences, mainly consisting of people from varied fields, including Ayurveda, who suggest the herbs and also screen different herbs. Pharmacognosy, a botany department, helps in recognizing the appropriate herb, authentic herb. Phytochemistry, analytical development, microbiology department. You must be wondering why microbiology department. I definitely come to that. Formulation and development department, cell biology department, pharmacology, toxicology, medical sciences and clinical trials, packaging development, and quality assurance. So if we look at common goals of standardization, it's only these three things: quality, safety, and efficacy. So quality, botanical parameters, it should be like sensory evaluation has to be done. Foreign matter and macroscopy and microscopy also helps in this. Foreign matter is like absence of foreign matter in the botanical product which we procure. That is very, very important. I think, right now the example that strikes me is Ishtika Churna with Kampilaka. Or maybe I think even papaya seeds as maricha, right? So this has to be always ensured. Sometimes it can become a safety concern as well. If you all remember, the Archimona mexicana, the Surnakshiri seeds were used instead of mustard, and it used to cause paralysis, if I remember it correctly. And also physicochemical parameters have to be maintained: ash value, extractive values, and also the TLC print of each and every herb. Only then, because as we all have fingerprints, each and every herb will also have their fingerprints. Then comes toxicological parameters. man believes that herbs are absolutely safe. There is no side effect. Of course, when you look at the present scenario, presence of heavy metals, pesticides, aflatoxins, microbial and radioactive contaminations have to be ruled out in case if we are promising absolute safety. And that is where these botanical parameters, physicochemical parameters, and toxicological parameters become very, very important. Then, of course, pharmacological parameter like purity, the quality of the herb depends on the purity also. The assay, whether we are looking at the therapeutic assay measurement, or even the marker measurement, that becomes very, very important. Pharmacological parameters ensures the purity, which in turns reiterates the quality of the ingredient. Then once again, functionality related, moisture content in the herb, disintegration time, weight variation, friability, dissolution, these all come in the final product. So what exactly determines botanical quality? Authentication or identification. I started with the Ashoka and Castor root slide. If you remember, authentication is very, very important. Because in case if that is wrong herb which is chosen, then we may not get the exact therapeutic. Purity, limits of foreign matter, yes, it has already been mentioned. We'll discuss later. Chemical standards and their analysis. How this botanical or the single herb is recognized that it's in a better quality. That is how chemical standards and their analysis are monitored. Chemical and biological assay will help in ensuring that the herb is having potency. It's not a exhausted herb. Then, of course, very important thing, whether it is in the raw material stage or in the final product stage, packing, labeling, and storage to avoid any sort of confusion. So, if I look at Vidarikanda, is it Puraria tuberosa, Ipomedigitate, or Cycas cercinalis? What is available in the market? I remember when my wife was doing post graduation in the Trivandrum department, she had asked for the Parpata samples as well as Vrikshamla samples. She was standardizing, looking at what are the available drugs across the market. When we got Vrikshamla from the Calcutta market, it was simply tamarind. Tamarind was being sold as Vrikshamla. If tamarind or Vrikshamla is being used in dietary preparation for the Amla Rasa, yes, it's okay. But if it is looked at, if it is used for, say, treating an obese patient, then it is a big question mark. So it becomes very important. The authentication becomes very, very important. So at Himalaya, we ensure that the quality always starts from the seed, because the starting point of the product is these seeds. Because if there is quality seeds, then we'll get quality herbs. Quality herbs will have pure biochemical parameters, which will pass biochemical parameters, and of course this would definitely ensure in giving better therapeutic benefits to the end user. So from herb farming stage to store shelf, we ensure that the quality is monitored at each and every step. We follow international guidelines with respect to global agricultural practice, good laboratory practice, good clinical practice, and also good manufacturing practice. We actually opt for CGMP practices. When it comes to good agricultural practice, we actually follow international guidelines both for agricultural and harvesting practices. The efficacy of the active ingredients in our products is maximized. Sometimes the agrotech department, which looks into the contract farming, they will ensure to check the soil quality, they'll check the water availability there, water quality. Of course, they suggest what are the nutrients that may be necessary for growing these herbs. So active ingredients in our products is maximized. One of the examples that I remember here is like around more than 100 acres of land, arid land in Koppala, Karnataka, there was an experiment where we did where we cultivated ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, if you look at wild variety, that will have a thickness of more than the thumb size, whereas what we got was almost like the little finger size. There was difference. We had around more than 80 centimeter length of the root, and even the vitanoids, what we extracted from these were definitely almost double than what is usually available. So this also helps us to see what is the benefits of good agriculture and good harvesting practices, because we also ensure time of collection, season of collection, all this the agrotech team looks into. Scientists and technicians work discovering ways to improve yields in large-scale cultivation of medicinal plants and maintain batch-to-batch consistency. Because can we standardize nature? Absolutely not. Can we ask pea plant to give pea pods of 5 peas in each? So similarly, I think it becomes very important to ensure at least a batch-to-batch consistency of a range, because that range, it should not go below that range. So we at Himalaya embrace organic philosophy. We cultivate our herbs in a controlled environment, free from pollution or even chemical contamination. No chemical fertilizers or pesticides are used at all. And we have very good buyback arrangements with farmers trained by Himalayas Agrotech. So here I think I would like to highlight our program called Kisan Mitra, network of more than 4,000 farmers across India. We assure them the profit because we do not look at the market rate. So we actually give them a fixed rate. We provide them technical assistance. We provide them free seeds, packaging materials, and transportation. Also, economic empowerment of local farming communities. More than 1,800 women farmers, marginal farmers, have enrolled to this Kisan Mitra. It's mutually beneficial. For them, a livelihood; for us, a source of authentic herbs. We have a herbarium maintained at our R&D, and we establish the authenticity of plant materials, both morphological and microbial. We have a very strong pharmacognosy team doing this, and we also opt for RFPD testing wherever it is necessary. And as a social responsible Ayurveda company, we also cultivate endangered herb species, collaborating with agricultural universities to conduct field trials for endangered herbs. University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore, and even at the Mysore University, we have a collaboration memorandum of understanding. And some places like for Kushta, Sosurialappa, we have tried tissue culture as well. Even Ratna Purusha, successful field trial happened in the Northeast India. I think I'm once again proud to say that as a Himalayan, across the world, we are the first company to have given 75 herbs DNA barcoded. And once again, I'm feeling elated to share with you that USP, that is United States Pharmacopoeia, has invited our scientists for a joint collaboration on developing monographs on these botanicals. So that was about the initial phase of both initiation as well as drug, moving on to drug discovery. So this is the third step, drug discovery. Extraction has to happen. So if you have tulsi, what will you do? So it's many a times if you have fresh tulsi, you extract swarasa. So is it swarasa, or is it should be fanta or kwata? Is it water extract, or it should be in terms of asavarishta like hydroalcoholic extract, or is it any other extraction method which is necessary to ensure the therapeutic benefits are maximized by doing this extraction? So this extraction has to undergo in vitro studies and animal pharmacology studies, because each and every herb has to be safe, and even the combination what we are intending to do has to be safe. That is why I think it's like our acharyas, the aptas, were having divine vision. They didn't need to do all these things, because a yoga is given in a very, very prompt way. For example, if Vatsanabha is there, always a Tankana is included in that yoga. That's what I remember. Maybe like to ensure that to reduce any of the ADRs caused by Vatsanava. So this drug discovery team will have to do a lot of work in terms of extraction. So once again, I would like to share that Himalaya is only herbal company which is having a certificate of GLP compliance from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. The rest 15 companies are from the conventional pharmaceutical industry. So this is the certificate of GLP compliance that we have received. What we do in our laboratories, we follow international GLP guidelines to develop standards for herbal formulation. These standards should be universally accepted, else it becomes useless. What happens is, if I start talking in Kannada now, Kannada is the language of Karnataka, many of us would be able to understand. So universal language which is understood by almost most of the countries globally, that is what we do, develop standards for herbal formulations and generate quality test data mutually accepted among different countries, because like there will be standard operating protocols for each country. So if I provide a test which is not acceptable in another country, then we'll have to do something else as per the SOP that country expects. So that is where we ensure to have all our processes universally accepted, and like major regulatory bodies across the world agree and approve our methods. So we proceed to include the herb in our formulation only when its quality is guaranteed. It's not that a very potent herb is there and we straight away include it. Not at all possible. Years of research happens on individual herbs and the combination. Finally, there will be comparison between different combinations. And that is where I think I would like to remember to cite this example. I'm sure all of you are aware of our product Leaf 52. I don't know how many of you are aware why 52. Many a times I get answered that there must be 52 herbs. When I say no, it does not have 52 herbs. Some people say maybe it was launched in the year 1952. That is also not right. That product was launched in the year 1955, celebrating 65th year now. It was the formula number 52, which was developed for liver disorder. During field trials, it was the label read as formula 52, and many doctors who did the trial, they knew the popularity of the drug because of the results they saw in front of them. So it became formula 52, formula 52. So that is when we thought, like, since it is for all kinds of liver disorders, we named it as Leaf 52. So quality assurance compliance, what we have most advanced quality monitoring equipment, check for contaminants including pesticides, heavy metals, aflatoxins, microbial load, fungi. You must be wondering, when we have authentic source of herbs, why do we need to test for pesticides, heavy metals, aflatoxins? The farmlands are actually, many times it may be contaminated with pesticides. Though we do not use pesticides or even heavy metals, it happens that even our food, what we consume regularly, cannot ensure that it is absolutely safe from pesticides or heavy metals, aflatoxins, microbial load, or fungi. The microbial load exactly reminds me of an example of one of the raw materials herb procured, turmeric, Haridra, was rejected by our microbiology team, telling that it is having more than 10,000 colony forming units of bacteria. All the Ayurvedic doctors in the R&D, we were all actually flabbergasted. We all know that Haridra is a potent antimicrobial. Then how can it have microbes in it? When retrospectively it was the team was sent, it was found that the supplier who sold shared the farmer's contact details, and we got to know it's like because of non-availability of potable water, he was using the non-potable water, and that is what ensured the high microbial load. So despite knowing sources, sometimes there may be chances of missing. So, but that will not be left scot-free. That is where in check of contaminants in quality assurance. We start procuring herbs after complete quality assurance, and apart from that, even the finished product will also be checked for all these contaminants, because we do not know from where it can creep into the product. But we'll ensure that the final packed product of Himalaya does not have any of the. These are a couple of pictures which from our R&D lab. Overview of the laboratories with the latest technology. Though Ayurveda is thousands of year science, having legacy of more than thousands of years, doesn't mean that we should not take leverage of technology, isn't it? Else, otherwise, today we all would not have been meeting online. I'm sitting right here in Bangalore at my home, and we're all meeting. World has shrunk, so the advanced technology will always help us in giving evidence. For a person who is not believing on a particular, say, herb or product, evidence is always given by showcasing what's happening outside the human body as well. Is it 100% authentic and it has to be believed? I will not say so. But this is a way of communicating the authenticity to the people who demand that it has to be in on the lines of modern science. That is where we also ensure to adopt the analytical chemistry, TLC, gas chromatography, HPLC. So identification of gingerol, shagol, and gingiberine in shunti will ensure that this product, the final product, the pure herb, our single ekamulika herb shunti, will be helpful in enhancing digestion, reducing vomiting sensation, nausea. So presence of gingerol, shagol, gingiberine will always be showcasing the potency of the herb. If the raw material was procured, say, 2 years ago, and when it is not matching gingerol, shagol, gingiberine as per our specifications, then it will not be included for production, because here ginger is not being used for any culinary purposes, but it is for therapeutic benefits of the patient. Similarly, for amalaki, we look at ascorbic acid and gallic acid, which like the standard has to be always compared and ensured that ascorbic acid, gallic acid are present, because even the storage as well as time of collection matters. If you look at Charaka, starts with Karapati Adhyaya. It's like he clearly highlights Amlaki should be plucked from the tree and consumed, because if you'll be amazed to see that Amlaki, the vitamin C content in Amlaki starts degrading from the moment it is plucked from the tree. There must be something similar to vitamin C when it is prepared into Chavanprasha, which gives almost similar effects of vitamin C for antioxidant benefits. But still, we have to be sure that a particular therapeutic beneficial alkaloid is present, or even the herb is having potency which will ensure it to make a therapeutically beneficial product. What are the impurities that may be present? As already discussed, heavy metals, yes, like arsenic should be less than 0.025 parts per million. Lead should be less than 0.001 parts per million. Cadmium and mercury below detectable limits. Ash value, as per the Ayush guidelines, ash value, acid insoluble wash, pesticides, microbial load are usually checked using atomic absorption spectrometry and ICP-MS. Aflatoxins also should be BDL, below detection limit. So ICP-MS will help determine low concentration of atomic elements such as metals and heavy metals, will be very, very useful in ensuring that the final product is absolutely devoid of any metals or heavy metals. So this is for the pesticides content. If you look at these are hepatachlor or chlordane, endosulfan 1 and 2, methoxychlor or endosulfan sulfate, entering ketone. All these are pesticides. So we always ensure these markers are measured in for all samples to ensure that we do not put across a herb which already has some contaminants of pesticides. So what happens here in gas chromatography? It uses both separation and quantification components of a mixture, especially of those which can be volatilized can be looked into gas chromatography. LCMS-MS combines very sensitive ability to both separate phytoconstituents and its quantification. If you look at an example, say about 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools, if you take one drop from that, one drop of water, this instrument can measure constituents of even one drop of this water. So that is the sensitivity of this particular instrument. Then of course, aflatoxins, usually the leftover of fungi, also have to be looked into. So HPLC instrument will also help in this, used for both identification and quantification of aflatoxins as well. Functionality related for the finished products, yes, if it is a tablet, disintegration time as per the regulatory requirements, then dissolution as per US pharmacopoeia regulations. Friability as per Ayush, average weight, like if you take 10 tablets and measure, average weight of a single tablet should be equal. So as per Ayush, weight variation as per Ayush. And for tablets, we also do hardness tests, friability, diameter thickness, assay, heavy metal, pesticides, aflatoxins, microbial test as well. And for the liquids and creams and lotions, we look at viscosity, fill volume, and penetration. And in syrup, we do weight per ml, fill volume, and next comes the decision phase: efficacy, safety, and regulatory. The product, if it is very effective, it should also be safe, and it should have regulatory clearance. Simple examples of Guduchi or Daru Hydra, if I want to cite, Singapore, for like a couple of years ago, they did not want any herb with berberine content in it. They had noted past history of berberine causing some issues, so it was absolutely not allowed earlier. But after several test results which have been shared with the regulatory authorities, now it is allowed in a limited quantity. So this becomes very, very important for a company like Himalaya. It's like all the 106 countries where we are present, the herb should not have any question mark. Else we'll have to change the formula. That will not be viable. So like, to ensure that we have a globally acceptable formula, we have to decide not only safety and efficacy, even the regulatory requirements. That is the third point where we decide efficacy, safety, and regulatory. That is when in silico. In silico is the latest one where we use artificial intelligence to mimic the action of the herb and ensure that, like, look at what will be the PKPD. And of course, in vitro, thanks to our Minister Maneka Gandhi, she has ensured that we should not unnecessarily sacrifice animals. That is where I think cell line studies we also do, and ex vivo on the organs and in vivo on the animals. Wherever like all our hardcore pharmaceutical products undergo all these shortlisting activities before we ensure in finalizing the product. So this is the histology unit at our laboratory where the sections are studied before approving a herb or combination of herbs to be taken up for final formulation. This is a autoanalyzer, biochemistry autoanalyzer, which helps us in doing many tests in a single at a given short time. The throughput is too good, and of course, this instrument will ensure the results are transferred directly into the computer for measuring the activity. And on the right hand side, what we have is a almost like I can call it as a treadmill for the rats. For products where we need to ensure there is enhancement of endurance or muscle mass, we need to give this product and make the animals exercise, and this is and the results are directly fed into the computer directly from the treadmill. So this is one of those example what I would like to showcase to you. And of course, I'm sure you all must be aware, those at least who are working in the laboratories, this is the RT-PCR machine which will help in looking at the DNA as well. Fluorescence multiplate reader, which is used for carrying out miniaturized spectrophotometric, fluorometric, and ELISA-based assays with high throughput results, because at a single go, we can go with more than 40-50 samples. Once our preclinical team clears the herbs, individual herbs or the combination of herbs, then comes development of dosage forms. After development of dosage forms, stability studies have to be done, because the product should be stable, and definitely packaging also to be finalized. So we undertake stability studies and packaging studies. So stability studies becomes very important in a tropical country like India, where we have temperature varying from minus, that is below sub-zero temperature, to sometimes up to 50 degrees as well. Classic example is our own Rajasthan, right? So that is where stability is very, very important. And also we do ship our products across another 105 countries, which makes the product face difficult climate as well as temperature challenges, because imagine a product which is kept in a container in a ship may sometimes have to face more than 70 degrees temperature as well. So so the packaging should be perfect, as well as the product it should not react with the product which is inside. So if I were to give some examples of different formulations, if it is preparation for cough, which has some of the ingredients which has to be used on the go, maybe I think a lozenge would be better than a syrup. Then this is one of our latest product where we have included both the prebiotics and probiotics along with Bilwa. So prebiotic and probiotic in the single capsule would have definitely reduced the strength of the probiotics. Hence, we have introduced apart from since the formulation demanded, we have introduced a different technology, capsule-in-capsule technology for fluorescent. In hair zone, of course, this is extract which helps in ensuring proper hair growth. It comes in a spray, and of course, Himcosid SF, which is a sugar-free suspension, because some of the minerals are present here, it cannot be made into a syrup. Then that is when the formulation department decides it is in a suspension format. These are different types of formulations. We have Diabicon DS as a tablet, then Brizol as syrup, Octacare as drops, Oro-T as liquid, which is helpful for oral rinsing, and Clarina face wash and V-gel. In different formulations. Face wash is in a different form. All this, can you guess which is the common ingredient included in all this? Yes, I think you all can guess. There is already Clarina, Oro-T, and Brizol giving the example there. Yes, of course, you're right. Turmeric. Turmeric goes in different combinations, in different formulations, in a different extractions. So herbs are very, very versatile. That is what we have to remember. We cannot have different formulations of, say, paracetamol for different therapeutic benefits. So that is where I think this counts. Another example I would like to cite is the neem. These two herbs, I think, were quite popular even now, one of the international company MNC had tried to take patent thanks to ICMR. This was very nicely fought, and the granted patent was revoked. So, like Pure Hands is a hand sanitizer which is having alcohol as main base. So there, the extract of neem is, the vehicle is alcohol there, whereas the neem extract goes as granules in Tylet capsules or Tylet tablets. Then neem tablets also granules. Pilex Fort also has neem granules, and neem is available as foaming face wash in purifying neem foam face wash. So why I'm highlighting these is, like, the formulation and development department ensures to take decision which is the particular formulation, because it has to be useful. The therapeutic benefits of the herb should be maximum in that formulation, as well as it should be patient or the customer compliant. It should be easily used by the end user. Just a second, my battery is going low. Sorry. I'm not sure whether all the Rasa Shastra and Vaishya Kalpana postgraduates can identify this equipment. This is a rotor mixer grinder which prevents segregation of ingredients and improves the compression characteristics of the mixture, because any mixture has to be thoroughly mixed to ensure that it is having a homogeneous mixture. Otherwise, chances of, say, if it is the tablet becoming friable, it increases. And this fluid bed dryer used to reduce the moisture content of the pharmaceutical powder. These two are very important, because even when you've ensured that the quality herbs or ingredients have been moved into the production area, there are chances that it may absorb some moisture, because all our herbs are very, very hygroscopic. So these two instruments will ensure proper mixture and reduced moisture content respectively. After the product is prepared, stability changes are to be there to conduct real-time and accelerated stability for the formulations. If you look at the actual stability, we do at different intervals. Accelerated steady for 6 months, which will have readings on day 0, end of 1 month, end of 3 months, and end of 6 months. That will give us the expiry period of 2 years. And along with that, simultaneously, room temperature also, we would have kept the product for completely, say, 3 years. So it will also ensure to showcase the stability. So stability test is done in 30° centigrade and with 60% RH, the relative humidity, and also 40° and with 75% RH. And freeze thaw studies also are usually undertaken. So it ensures that the final product, number one, the product inside the package is sustaining all other challenges of the environment. Plus, there is no drug and packaging interaction. This is very, very important. So the packaging will ensure that the product stays stable in that pack for the requisite number of years, or the stability period. It may be like, we usually launch a product with 2 years stability, because 6 months accelerated stability gives us a clear-cut idea of 2 years stability. And after we complete 3 years of the regular relative shelf life regular test, then we enhance the Saviryatavadi or expiry period. So, like in different packing, like the Brizol NS is a nasal solution which is available as a nasal spray or nasal drop. Here a pain gel comes in the form of it will have a direct applicator. Maybe if you remember V-gel I showed you, or even Pilex Fort ointment comes with an applicator, A52 drops, all like for example, cold balm is in a glass bottle. You can understand why it is not in a PET bottle or HDPE bottle, because there will be interaction. This we ensure to take necessary measures that there is no interaction of the product inside the packing and the packing material. Then comes safety and efficacy. The final product, either it is safe and effective. Experimental trials. First is preclinical. Before going into the clinical studies, we do clinical experimental trials on cell line as well as ex vivo and in vivo. And of course, toxicity studies also done. Chronic toxicity, subacute toxicity, then reproductive toxicity tests are also undertaken. So once again, in silico, in vitro, ex vivo and in vivo for shortlisting of actives. And finally comes the clinical studies, phase 1 for healthy medical male volunteers and phase 1, phase 3 in actual patients in multi centers, and phase 4 is post-marketing or pharmacovigilance. So that actually completes the complete cycle. So when it comes to the clinical trials, we follow good clinical practice to provide standardized clinical data globally. Preclinical phase, every Himalaya product undergoes all the 4 phases of clinical study, like any other conventional medicine today. Product development at Himalaya typically takes around 10 years. The exception was 15 years for Li52HB, a very, very specific product for hepatitis B. And we conduct clinical trials globally. We have conducted in Russia, Bulgaria, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Ukraine, Germany, Singapore, Malaysia, UAE. And sometimes ongoing trials are also going on right now. In India, we conduct clinical trials in some of the leading hospitals and medical institutions, including AIIMS, New Delhi, Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, Jipmar, Puducherry, Apollo Hospital, Chennai, St. John's Hospital, Bengaluru, and IMS DHU, and of course, recently at NIA Jaipur as well. So this is to ensure that we put across the seal of credibility through empirical research, which is very, very important, and of course you all agree that it is the hallmark of Himalaya. And we also ensure that these are published in reputed journals with very good impact factors. So more than 1,400 published clinical trials are there as on today, with our trials published in Antiviral Research, BGR, European Journal of Pharmacology, Antiviral Research, and the like. I would like to conclude by highlighting Charaka Vimana 8th chapter. What Charaka Acharya suggests is Dravya Pariksha Vidhi, Prakriti Guna Prabhava Desha Ritu Grahana Nihita Upaskarana Matra Vyadi Purusha Apakarshana Rupashama, which can be correlated as Prakriti to morphology of the herb, Guna physicochemical properties, Prabhava pharmacological activities, Desha as habitat, Ritu season or time of collection, Grahana method of collection, Nihita is storage practices, and Upaskarana is processing techniques, Matra is posology, Vyadi in which indication, and Purusha the patient or the species on which we try to put across, because we also have products for animal health, that is veterinary products as well. Apakarshana Upashama is the biological effects, that is what does the clinical trial update. So I think whatever Charaka Acharya has suggested for Dravya Pariksha Vidhi at R&D, we follow each and every step. I would like to share once again identification and characterization. It starts with the conceptualization of the product, and then drug discovery adds value. Decision phase is when efficacy, safety, and regulatory has to be approved. Then only formulation development team takes development of dosage forms. Stability studies are conducted, and of course packaging studies. Even in transit packaging studies also we do. We put across the experimental product package in courier, and we send it across even by shipment. We actually do real-time stability studies as well. What happens during the transit. And safety and efficacy, of course, most important. Experimental trials, toxicity tests are done. then finally concluded with all the phase 1, 2, 3, 4 clinical studies before. After the phase 3 is approved, the product is launched in the market, and post marketing we do phase 4 post marketing surveillance as well as pharmacovigilance unit also notes if there are any adverse drug events after the product is launched. And for all this, we have European Union and WHO GMP compliant production facility on the outskirts of the city. Way back in 1978, when Bangalore city was a very small, this proprietor ensured that the factory is way away from the pollution and humbug of the city. It's around 22 kilometers away from the city. Maybe now it is just on the outskirts of the city. But we have India's only herbal EU and WHO GMP compliant production facility, which is having more than 110,000 square feet, and first herbal facility in India to be EU GMP and WHO compliant. We manufacture more than 10 million tablets a day, and we have certification from all health ministries, national as well as overseas, and certification from ISO 14001, from NQAUK, and also food safety system certification 22,000. This is the final end product, which is to be seen on the shelf. So from seed to shelf, we ensure the quality is a hallmark of our product. So to conclude, I would like to highlight Himalaya Drug Company's R&D is recognized by the Government of India's Department of Science and Technology. Research tie-ups with leading national and international universities like Manipal University, Mysore University, Sri Ramchandra University, Chennai, Ras Al Khaimah, UAE, and University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore. Accredited to carry research work for PhD degrees from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore, and Environment and Society. We have ISO 14001 certification for environment control of our land, water, and air pollution. Like if you get a chance to visit our campus, please do come over, because it's one of the greenest campuses I've ever seen. We also have occupational health and safety management systems certified by 18001 OHSAS 2007 for occupational health and best safety management practice. And I would like to conclude with this slide. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. When used with an exact and precise science, they have the power to become miraculous. This is the principle that we look at Himalaya. And I thank each one of you for sparing your valuable time for being together during this session, for your patient listening. And of course, I'm really grateful to the entire team of National Institute of Ayurveda, especially to the director sir, Professor Sanjeev Sharma sir, and of course Professor Sanjay Agarwal, as well as Professor Shankar Rao sir, for giving me this opportunity to share whatever we do at a company with the future postgraduates who may end up in, say, in their own pharmaceutical company or in any pharmaceutical company. So once again, thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to thank my colleagues, Dr. Ashok, Dr. Rafiq, Dr. Babu, and Ms. Amrita from PMD for helping me out in collating all the necessary details for this presentation. Thank you very much. The session now is open for your suggestions or even queries. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shrikant sir, for taking us through a journey from seed to shelf. Now we have a few questions. Shall we take, sir?
Sure.
So the first question is, maximum number of pharmacies are preparing medicines containing Dashamula and Vamshalojana. So regarding their procurement, where do they collect these ingredients? Because they are scarce these days.
Absolutely, and that is where I also highlighted Dashamula or Vamshalojana for that matter. That is one of the main reasons we did not opt for preparing classical. We did not come out with a line extension of our classical products, because many of the classical products have this issue of some of the herbs not available, or you will have to use a substitute. So it's a very big question mark on the availability of the herbs like Vamshalochana or Dashamula. Right now, I would not be able to comment because I think FRLST had taken a project of assessing what is the current consumption and what is the current availability in the market. But I would like to say that it's not completely bleak. Many individuals, I think even a couple of pharmaceutical industries have started cultivating dashamulas in huge places. So like maybe in the coming years, it will be available. I will not be able to comment on Vamshalochana.
Thank you, sir. The next question is also related to Vanshalochana. How we can authenticate the sample of Vanshalochana? Is there any specified tests or not?
Currently, I'm not aware. Maybe I think you can share the email ID or phone number of the person asking that question. We'll definitely get back to them.
Okay, sir, sure. Another question we have is, in many renowned companies, they are taking extract of the herbs. So can't extract usage be changed with some other methodologies which can't compromise the holistic approach of Ayurveda?
This particular myth I won't like to bust once again, because many a times when I go to Ayurveda colleges, especially Kerala, what I've understood is like there is a myth that extract is active component or active principle alone. Extract is not active principle or active constituent alone. Extract, if I tell water extract, what is water extract? It is kashaya or kvata kalpana. If I tell, say, hydroalcoholic extract, what is, how do we do Arista Asava? So it's a myth. See, at Himalaya, I will not like to comment on other industrial companions, but at Himalaya, extract, if we put across extract, it is water extract unless until it is clearly mentioned. If we have used maybe SCFE, supercritical fluid extract, or like if we have used hydroalcoholic extract, we would have clearly mentioned it. Otherwise, if it is extract, for example, tablet, if you leave 52 tablets have extracts mentioned there. All the extracts there are nothing but water extracts. To make it very simple, Rasa Kriya. How do we prepare Rasa Kriya? You go on boiling the kvata, right? Till it becomes semi-solid and then dry, and then if it is granulated, that is water extract. That is how we do. I'm not very sure if it is cleared your doubt. The person who has asked this question, hope he or she is convinced about this. Extracts should not be confused with active principle. See, for example, when we launched Serpina in 1934, I'm talking about the first ever herbal antihypertensive drug in the world. Serpina was launched, and the conventional researchers took Serpina and saw that it is the reserpine which is working. So either they extracted reserpine from her or they synthesized reserpine. So synthetic reserpine or even extracted reserpine alone will always give rise to extrapyramidal symptoms or the adverse drug reactions. Whereas whether it is Serpina or Sarpagandha Ganavati, which has complete extracts of Sarpagandha, will not give rise to these concerns.
Sir, in continuation of the previous question, I would like to add that the question was, this was particular to one drug, that is berberine. You yourself have mentioned some issues with that. So she has to clarify regarding the use of berberine.
See, I was telling you some of the Asian countries had these issues earlier, but with Ministry of Ayush and also pharmaceutical companies giving supporting data, they have started accepting. Okay, such issues are there even in European Union. If you look at Solanum nigrum, Kakamachi, cannot be used in some of the countries of European Union because it's pertaining to their research, which would have given some adverse reaction in couple of individuals. So, like what I would like to highlight here is one man's food is another man's poison. So, a particular herb which can cause adverse reaction in me may not cause in somebody else. So that data has to be ready with us. Only then we'll be able to answer such questions. Otherwise, what happens is something is banned in their country. Is there any particular reason? Sometimes there is no valid reason at all. That is where we'll have to go give them clarification. For example, methyl chevicol is present in tulsi, right? So this actually is having some issues in European Union. There you cannot give more than 0.5 milligram per kg per day. So they have reported genotoxicity in European Union for methyl chevicol, which is in tulsi. So if I extract tulsi, methyl chevicol will always be there. So methyl chevicol should not be more than 0.5 milligram per kg per day. So accordingly, we'll have to ensure that either it has to match that limit, or we'll have to show them the toxicology report where we have given higher dose and nothing has happened. So it's a ongoing, continuous process.
Thank you, sir. Moving to the next question. In South India, Shankapushpi is taken as Neela Parajita, but in North, different herb is used in that place. Similarly, for Brahmi, we are taking Bacopa moniri and Centella asiatica. So, which one of the drug is more effective in such cases? Which we have?
A very good question. What we do is, like I told you, we'll be shortlisting the herbs. For example, the same example goes for cystone, Ayurveda lanata and Virginia ligulata. Right. So it's Pashana Veda is Ayurveda lanata or Virginia ligulata. What we do is we actually compare both the activities, and Bahukalpam, Bahugunam, Sampannam, Yogyam Aushadam, right? Sampanna is availability is also important. If a particular herb is not available, and if the other herb is giving similar results, for example, if you look at CITES, that is International Convention for Trade in Endangered Species, many of the herbs are there in CITES. You are not supposed to use that in any of your preparation, especially if it is going out of India. So like all these precautions we have to take. So comparison between similar herbs, whether it is Shankapushpi or whether it is whatever example they gave, and also Pashana Veda. If you look at the book Controversial Drugs in Ayurveda, there is only additions. There has not been deletions as of today. What at Himalaya we do is we compare both. We do trials, experimental trials, and then finally conclude which is effective. In that, which is available also, because availability is also very, very important. It should be cultivable. It should be like having similar quality even when it is cultivated. Only then it will be taken as the final ingredient of the product. So this happens during the screening itself. For that matter, even Rasna, I think it's controversial, right? What is Rasna according to you? Botanically?
Rasna is Lucia lanceolatus.
Nothing else?
One more drug is there. I just
Even I'm not remembering. I'm sorry. That is what usually Lucia lanceolata is usually used.
Sir, thank you, sir. So towards the final question.
The other one is Vander Axberg.
Vander Axberg, sir. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sir, towards the final question, why Himalaya is not focusing on Rasa Shastra?
I would like to
it's
ask,
not that we are not. Sir?
sir, I would like to ask this question also.
Fine. So I think it's a completely management decision. What happens here is we are not Rasa Shastra means maybe like if I was mentioning about the heavy metals, you saw the range of heavy metals there, whether it is cadmium or mercury or even arsenic. So even minutest quantity present will not be entertained at all. To come back to the question why we are not using Rasaushadhas, but many of our products have Basmas. I was expecting these questions, like maybe like Jerry Fort or even Abana or Himplasia. All of these have Basmas, various Basmas. When it comes to mercury or arsenic, it is not at all easy to convince other countries' health regulators. Absolutely not possible. I'm sure you are also aware of 140 countries putting across their signatories for pushing across mercury altogether. I'm not quite aware what's happening right now, how we are getting the mercury supply, because we do not have such surplus supply in the country as well. So this question is a very good question, but as of now, the management decision is not to get into the especially mercury and arsenic, because we still, it's not that we are not doing experiments. We're doing a lot of experiments, but we have not got complete clearance from our own team, and that is one of the main reason why we have not ventured into the actual rasa based preparations. Otherwise, we do have a lot of basmas in many of our products.
Dr. Sakita, may I take one question?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sakita.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. You have shared very informative lectures among us. And as I know, the Himalaya is known for standard products, and you have good setup of R&D labs, and you have exported so many products in the foreign country. So, in your opinion, what is the future prospects of Rasa Shastra? We know that due to the heavy metals and the safety issue, in global market it is not accepted. But you have visited so many countries, and what is the future prospects of the Rasa Shastra? Because we are the scholar of Rasa Shastra and Research Kalpana, and we guide our students. Of course, they have the teaching options and to join in the pharmacy, but especially in the field of Rasa Shastra and Research Kalpana. What's your opinion regarding this?
Sir, if you asked me before joining NIA or before visiting Jaipur, I would have said no, Rasa Shastra does not have any future at all. But my 3 years in Jaipur, I'm talking about 2002, when I completed my post-graduation. 3 years in Jaipur has given me a lot of confidence in Rasa Shastras. I have been prescribing a lot of Rasa Shastras personally. This is not as a Himalaya representative I'm telling here, as a Vaidya, Ayurveda Vaidya, I will be very happy to prescribe Rasa Shastra, which I did not have confidence before joining my post-graduation course. Immediately after my BMS, I had not even prescribed even a single product of Rasa Shastra. Whereas after completion of my PG, what I see is we get very, very faster results, number one. And for a city like Bangalore, people do not want to carry a khada. They would love to carry a tablet, which is, of course, palatable, no taste, and effective. So that's where I see, what I say is like, let us not look at the other countries where we cannot, we will not be able to teach them. It's unfortunate, but what happens is like yoga also did not have any liking earlier. For every science where there is evidence, people will start taking it. If not today, tomorrow. So what I would like to highlight is for especially those Rasa Shastra and Vaisheshika Kalpana postgraduates who are listening, you have a very bright future in our country. Only thing is you will have to start specializing in particular diseases. That is what is necessary for making Ayurveda practice like really a class apart. Because if you look at conventional practitioners, they always have a cross reference. Only in Ayurveda, I will not refer any of my patient to Sanjay sir or Shankar Rao sir, because I only get less patients. That is the initial this thing. But now with NIA having so many departments, I think we should make it compulsory that cross referral should be there. As a Vaidya, I can treat all the diseases. That's right. But what is the use of then post graduation? BMS was sufficient. So that is where I think we'll have to follow up, we'll have to push across, we'll have to ensure that Rasa Shastra and Vaisheshika Kalpana also gets a hold. What I remember right now is like for doing my thesis research, I was completely dependent on the pharmacy. Because entire preparation was prepared and packed and given by pharmacy. So like though every one of us is Vaidya, every one of us may not be having time or energy or even resources to prepare our own medicines. That is where the PGs from Rasa Shastra and Vaishya Kalpana should ensure to start their own industry. If not a major industry, let them start, because Himalaya, when they started in 1930, in a small town, Himalayan in the foothills of Himalaya, Dehradun, which is the current capital of Uttarakhand. We started with the initial investment of our chairman's mother's bangle, which was pawned, गिरवी रख के, उनका सोने का कंगन गिरवी रख के शुरू किया था. So like nobody would have guessed, because now what you have to do is we have to prove yourselves giving evidence in the current era. We cannot always go on citing classical text mein aisa hai karke. Nobody, even your friend who has done 12th standard till with you and has gone into different streamline, will not accept you. Maybe he will, as a friend, he may not vehemently oppose it, but that is the important thing that we have to create evidences, so that a person like, even like if you look at Balendra Prakash sir, what does he prescribe? He's all for all chronic ailments which others cannot treat. He starts with only Rasa Shastra. First and foremost thing is you have to create a lot of awareness programs for Ayurveda students itself, because many of them who are studying in South will still have inhibitions. That's what I feel, because they would not have seen their professors writing left, right and center Rasa Shastra, and that will make them a little jittery to use Rasa Shastra. And that is where I think from NIA's Rasa Shastra and Vaishya Kalpana Vibhag, we should start some awareness for students, telling them what is right, what is wrong, what is harmful. See, of course, it is like any other chemical, right? When you give Rasa Shastra, if you are not looking at Rati or the dosage, exact dosage, you are going to harm. So that has to be clearly said. Amrita is Aushadha when it is used in proper matra. It can become Visha when it is used in an improper manner. That is where I think I should tell you, maybe some of the countries which are surrounding our country may accept, because it is cultural practice also, because alchemy also went into China. So it depends, because if we put across China and India population, it is more than 1/3 of the entire globe. I think future cannot be said as bleak, but the source of rasa, the source of mercury is what is my concern. From where we are going to get if the consumption increases. Otherwise, I think maybe in a decade or so, people may start accepting Rasa. Especially, you should give some miracle cure for this COVID from Rasa. That will take it to the global heights, I suppose.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. We have Professor CV Jha is with us. So,
Charan Spars Guruji, I'm really honored to see you, because I think I've heard about your name, but I have not met you. Though I'm not meeting you in person, I'm seeing you live. It's really, I'm honored, sir.
Sir, if you want to say something, Professor CV Jha, sir, please unmute yourself. If you want to add anything in this question, Professor CV Jha, sir.
Sir, mic on कर लीजिए sir.
अनम्यूट कर ले सर आप. सर आपका माइक ऑफ है.
हाँ, तो अभी जो लास्ट में इन्होंने बताया कि वैलिडेशन सबसे आवश्यक है. हम पहले अपना जो भी लोगों की शंका है उस दिशा में जितना जो कुछ भी संभव है, खास करके वही जो टॉक्सिसिटी और सेफ्टी की बात है, उसको पूरी तरह से पहले हम आश्वस्त हो लें और फिर हम आगे चलें, तो दुनिया उसको एक्सेप्ट करेगी. सीधी सी बात है.
सही है.
और जब तक ये नहीं होता है तब तक तो बहुत मुश्किल है लोगों को समझाना. एक बार अगर कोई शंका खड़ा कर दिया कि भाई ये टॉक्सिक है, तो उसके दिमाग से खींच के निकालने में आपको बहुत मुश्किल होगा. उसको आप कन्विंस नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो इसलिए जरूरी है यही कि खूब एकदम एग्जॉस्टिव वर्क इस दिशा में हो, जितने भी टॉक्सिक जिसके बारे में लोग कह रहे हैं, हालांकि हम लोगों ने किया है, ऐसा नहीं है। मैं भी करीब करीब पिछले 30-35 साल से यही करता रहा हूँ जितने रही है। और खास करके बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी एक वेल इक्विप्ड यूनिवर्सिटी है, और इसके साइंस डिपार्टमेंट और इंजीनियरिंग के और मेडिकल के, तो इन सब की मदद से टॉक्सिसिटी पर ही ज्यादा जोर दिया, इफिकेसी और टॉक्सिसिटी। तो चाहे वो मर्क्यूरियल प्रोडक्ट हो, रसिंदूर हो, मकर ध्वज हो, तो जैसे प्रजापति मकर ध्वज पर उनका काम रहा, एमडी और पीएचडी दोनों लेवल पर। यही संजय स्वयं काम किए हैं रस सिंदूर पर। इसी तरह से और भी मतलब काम काफी, मल्ल सिंदूर है, रस सिंदूर है, ताम्र भस्म है, नाग भस्म है। नाग भस्म पर कम से कम 5-5-6 लोगों ने खूब काम किया है। ताम्र भस्म पर 10 लोगों ने काम किया है। तो हर किसी ने अपना कोई एक एरिया पकड़ के फार्माकोलॉजी उसका किया, लेकिन टॉक्सिसिटी सबने किया करीब करीब। और टॉक्सिसिटी में जो भी हमारे जो प्रचलित हैं, चाहे एक्यूट और सब एक्यूट और क्रॉनिक के लिए, क्रॉनिक के लिए 90 डेज लोगों ने अपना रखा, सब एक्यूट के लिए कितना 40 या 45 डेज, और इसी तरह से 18-20 डेज एक्यूट का। तो ये सब करके लोगों ने पूरा मतलब इवेल्युएट किया, प्रूव किया कि भाई जो भी डोज हमारे ऑलरेडी जो शास्त्रों में बता दिए गए हैं, इन दैट डोज इट इज फुल्ली सेफ। इवन मतलब कई 10 टाइम मोर क्या कहते हैं देने पर भी जैसे फेटल प्रूव नहीं हुआ। तो ये सारी चीजें फाइंडिंग रही हैं, लेकिन फिर भी लगता है कि जैसे और उसमें कुछ करने की आवश्यकता है, और ज्यादा करके और फिर हम इसको यहाँ जो कुछ भी काम हुआ, हमें लगता है कि उसमें एक कमी क्या रही है कि जो अच्छे इंटरनेशनल जर्नल्स हैं उसमें वो सारी चीजें आनी चाहिए थी। आई है, काफी चीजें आई हैं, लेकिन बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं आ सकी हैं। तो वो भी एक कमी है। और जैसा मैंने कल चर्चा किया था कि एक मरकरी के बारे में एक मीटिंग बुलाई गई थी आयुष में, और उसमें सारे जीएलएन शास्त्री थे डाबर से, और स्पेशली जितने भी एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस, इंडस्ट्री और रिसर्च, ये सभी सेक्टर से लोगों को इनवाइट किया गया था। करीब 20-25 लोग थे, और सबको कहा गया था कि मरकरी पर आपके यहाँ क्या क्या काम हुआ है, वो आपके सारे पब्लिकेशंस ये सब ले करके गया। और सब लोगों ने, हम भी लेकर के गए, जितने जो अवेलेबल थे पब्लिकेशन सब, वो जा करके वहाँ सबमिट किया। और उसमें यही था कि जो यूनेस्को कंट्री ने बैन किया है मरकरी को, तो आयुर्वेदिक ड्रग्स के लिए उसको एग्जम्प्ट करे, इसके लिए एक तरह से प्रयास हो। और उस प्रयास के लिए वो सब जुटाया जा रहा था एविडेंस, कि भाई इस तरह के अगर एविडेंस हम प्रेजेंट करेंगे तो हो सकता है कि वो सामने वाला कन्विंस हो और अलाउ करे। फिर आगे नहीं, हम भी नहीं पता कर पाए क्या हुआ नहीं हुआ, लेकिन तो सवाल यही है कि जब कोई चीज एक शंका खड़ी कर दी जाती है, तो जब तक आप शंका का समाधान नहीं पूरी तरह से करेंगे, तब तक दुनिया वाले आपको स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे। तो चाहता यही है। बाकी भारत में मैं तो बता रहा हूँ कि मैं किसी समय बैद्यनाथ में बैठा हुआ था, पटना यूनिट में, और पहले ये लोग रस सिंदूर बनाते थे कन्वेंशनल मेथड से, इन्होंने शिफ्ट किया फर्नेस पर, और 16 बॉटल का एक फर्नेस इन्होंने इस तरह का, बाद में 3 फर्नेस ले करके शुरू किया। प्रतिदिन एक फर्नेस से 250 ग्राम रस सिंदूर वो निकालते रहे, 250 ग्राम। और 16 फर्नेस को मैं कैलकुलेट करता था जब एक ही फर्नेस उनका चल रहा था, तो 4 केजी प्रतिदिन का उनका उत्पादन था रस सिंदूर का। तो मैं कैलकुलेट करता था कि एक दिन में अगर 4 केजी है तो एक महीने में कितना होगा और एक साल में कितना होगा। ये तो खाली रस सिंदूर था। और जितने भी उनके ऐसे प्रोडक्ट जिसमें हिंगुल का उपयोग हो रहा है, तो ऐसे तो क्विंटल्स में हिंगुल की खपत हो रही है वहां पर। कज्जेली आरोग्यवर्धनी जैसा प्रोडक्ट है जिसमें कज्जेली की खपत हो रही है, तो क्विंटल्स में वो खपत हो रहा है। तो सवाल है कि इतना ड्रग खा करके इतना मरकरी का बन रहा है, और उसके बाद वो अपने प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर को बांट रहे हैं। डांट ये रहे हैं कि जो आपके पास डिमांड आ रहा है, और खास करके उसमें रसौषधियाँ ही ज़्यादा हुआ करती थी। उसमें जैसे कॉस्टली हम स्वर्ण बसंत मालती है, बसंत कुसुमाकर है, या योगेंद्र रस है, श्वास का चिंतामणि है, इस तरह के जो आइटम्स हैं उसकी डिमांड ये लोग पूरा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। इस बात के लिए प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर को वहाँ के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर एक तरह से डांट रहे थे कि भाई आप लोग सही तरह से नहीं कर रहे हैं। तो मैं जो कैलकुलेट कर रहा था, तो और खास करके आप देखेंगे कि जैसे खाली बैद्यनाथ तो 5-6 यूनिट इनके हैं, और इन्होंने पूरे भारत को अपने अलग अलग ढंग से बांट रखा है। पटना वाले जो है वो कितना एरिया कवर करेंगे, झांसी वाला कौन सा एरिया कवर करेगा, नागपुर कौन सा करेगा। तो जितना एरिया कवर कर रहा है बैद्यनाथ पटना वाला, और जितना मरकरी का उनका प्रोडक्शन है, मरकरी मटेरियल प्रोडक्ट का, तो उतना खा करके अगर खाली बिहार को ही हमने, तो पूरा बिहार रीनल फेल्योर और क्या कहते हैं ये हेपेटिक डैमेज को लेकर के एक भी आदमी फिर उसमें दुरुस्त नहीं दिखाई देगा। तो ये सवाल है कि भाई इतना कंज्यूम होने के बाद भी कितने केस हेपेटिक और क्या कहते हैं ये रीनल फेल्योर के पहुंच रहे हैं हॉस्पिटल में, जो ये कहे कि भाई हमने ये सब दवा खाई। और कहीं कहीं एक आध बात जरूर सुनने में आता है कहीं से कि भाई, और चाहे उसको सच्चा माना जाए या क्या, वो कि इंटेंशनली भी लोग मानते हैं कि खास करके जब हॉस्पिटल में पहुंचता है और वहाँ जब इलाज के लिए इन्वेस्टिगेशन होता है, तो हिस्ट्री में पूछता है कि भाई तुमने कोई आयुर्वेदिक ड्रग ये सब कंज्यूम किया है क्या। तो इस तरह का वो कोशिश करते हैं कि थोड़ा सा ब्लेम कर सकें कि भाई इन्होंने आयुर्वेदिक ड्रग खाया इसलिए इस तरह का इनको रीनल फेल्योर हुआ, ये सारी बात है। लेकिन वास्तविकता
वैसे वैसे वहीं पे हमें अपोज करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी लेड जो है पार्ट्स पर मिलियन 0.001, वो हमारा पानी में भी उतना नहीं रहेगा ना सर। हम पानी पी के भी लेड पॉइजनिंग हो सकता है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि
प्लान्ड अटैक ऑन आवर सिस्टम, दैट इज वेयर आई वाज टेलिंग। मैं कंपनी की तरफ से ऐसे कुछ नहीं कर सकता। एनआईए नहीं तो बीएचयू टेक इट इंडियन साइंस के साथ टाई अप करके, दे टेक इट इन अ हाई वे।
नहीं बता रहा हूँ कि एक हमारे यहाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ कि नाग भस्म पर शायद नागराजा का नाम सुने होंगे। नागराजा ही हमें लगता है कि डॉक्टर शंकर सबके ही आगे पीछे रहे हैं। शंकर से शायद सीनियर थे डॉक्टर शंकर राव से, और ही वर्क ऑन नाग भस्म, षष्ठी पुट नाग भस्म, एमडी लेवल पर, पीएचडी लेवल पर। मैं उसके क्लिनिकल एक्सपेरिमेंटल को भी देखा, और जो केमिकल किया वो भी देखा, और एक्सपेरिमेंटल क्लिनिकल किया उसको भी देखा। क्लिनिकल में जो उसके सुपरवाइजर थे वो इंडोक्राइनोलॉजिस्ट थे, और पहले वो एग्री नहीं कर रहे थे कि भाई लेड का भस्म है और लेड भस्म देने की बात कर रहा है। तो बाद में उनको बताया गया कि भाई आप ही के पैथोलॉजी और क्या कहते हैं हिस्टोपैथोलॉजी और ये सारे जो रिजल्ट्स हैं ये टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडी के, वो कहीं बाहर हमने नहीं कराया है, सब यहीं का किया हुआ, ये इसके रिजल्ट हैं, और रिजल्ट आपके सामने है, देखें कि कितनी टॉक्सिक है ये। और फिर उसको मतलब वो तैयार हुए क्लिनिकल ट्रायल के लिए, और क्लिनिकल ट्रायल हुआ। आश्चर्य करेंगे आप कि जो पेशेंट डॉक्टर तक पहुंच रहा है, हाँ, किसी एक आदमी के या किसी दो आदमी के सपोर्ट से डॉक्टर के टेबल तक, वही लेड भस्म नाग भस्म खा करके 15 दिन के बाद बिना किसी सपोर्ट के पहुंच रहा है उसके पास। और मोस्टली इस तरह के केस हुआ करते थे जो मतलब इंसुलिन लेते हुए और इंसुलिन का रिस्पांस नहीं मिल रहा था, और नाग भस्म शुरू हुआ है, पता चला कि इंसुलिन का रिस्पांस शुरू हुआ और उसका गेटअप एकदम बदलना शुरू हो गया पेशेंट का, और पेशेंट एकदम बूस्टअप जैसा। तो इस तरह का सब रिजल्ट। इसी तरह से मकर ध्वज पर श्री दुर्गा का काम था, और वो भी उसका काम यहाँ के जो सुपरवाइजर थे क्लिनिकल स्टडी के, वो नेफ्रोलॉजिस्ट थे, प्रोफेसर राणा गोपाल। तो वो उनको भी कन्विंस किया गया कि भाई ये इस तरह का है, और आप इस तरह का पेशेंट दें रीनल फेल्योर के जो टर्मिनल जिसको आप मानते हो, उसका पॉकेट भी अलाउ नहीं कर रहा हो, और आप समझ रहे हो कि भाई अब ये मतलब इसका कोई रास्ता नहीं है न ट्रांसप्लांट करवा सकता है और न क्या कहते हैं डायलिसिस इसके लिए। और C2 8 6 to 10 सीरम क्रिएटिनिन वाले पेशेंटों को उसने हैंडल करना शुरू किया। वहां भी इसी तरह के पहले सीनियर रेजिडेंट वहां के साउट करते थे, हैं तुम मरकरी खिलाओगे क्या कहते हैं रीनल फेल्योर के पेशेंट को, और जब 15 दिन के बाद वो खा करके पेशेंट आ रहा है, उसको देख करके उनकी आंखें फटी रह रही हैं इतना इंप्रूवमेंट इसमें है। तो ये सारी चीजें क्लिनिकल लेवल पर हम लोगों ने देखा, अनुभव किया है, और जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल हुआ, टॉक्सिसिटी की स्टडी हुई, उन सब का भी रिपोर्ट सब ऑलरेडी सामने है, और अच्छी तरह से वो प्रजापति ने भी खूब की है, और क्या कहते हैं सरकार ने किया, और भी लोगों ने किया, तो वो सब हैं। लेकिन जैसे मतलब वो एकदम इंटरनेशनल अच्छे क्या कहते हैं इम्पैक्ट वाले जर्नल में ये सारी चीजें आनी चाहिए, तो वो हम लोगों की तरफ से वो मानेंगे लोग ना कि उसको हम लोगों ने उस लेवल तक नहीं पहुंचाया, तो ये कमी रही है। अदरवाइज इसमें और भी काम होने की जरूरत है, काम करके और हम इस बात को लोगों के सामने रखें कि भाई ये सेफ है। अदरवाइज डोज की बात जो आप कह रहे हैं, तो हमारे शास्त्रों ने भी कहा भाई सोमल शुद्ध सोमल है, वो कहा कि भाई एक रत्ती का 100वां भाग आप पेशेंट को दें, एक रत्ती का 100वां भाग, तो
1 milligram
into 100, और दैट 100th part will be the one dose।
1 milligram होगा।
बताया डोज इस तरह से आप बनाइए, उसमें इतना मरीच डाल करके पाउडर कर दीजिए, फिर उसको क्या कहते हैं इतने डोज में, तो डोज का अपना है। लेकिन डोज के बावजूद विष है, तो जो भी उसका विषाक्त प्रभाव है, थोड़ी कम मात्रा में तो कम प्रभाव हो सकता है, अधिक में अधिक होगा। लेकिन अगर हमारा शास्त्र तो पूरी तरह से कहा है योगा तो विषम तीक्ष्णम संपन्नम भेषजम भवेत, ये तो सब कहा है, और वो सब बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही है। लेकिन जहां तक साइंटिफिक इवैल्यूएशन की जरूरत है वो बहुत जरूरी है, तभी इसको हम क्या कहते हैं वो भारत के बाहर इसको रिकॉग्निशन हम दिलवा सकते हैं, अदरवाइज नॉट।
सही है
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences among us. And you rightly said that already we are doing so many things on the standardization of Rasosdi regarding the safety data, but we have to do much more for acceptance at the level of global markets. And we are trying to do the publication of these things in the some impact high impact factor journals. Now, I over to Dr. Sakita. Dr. Sakita is here.
Sir, thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sharma, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Rasa Shastra and Vaishya Kalpana, to deliver the vote of thanks.
डॉक्टर साहब, आप अपने को अनम्यूट कर लें। डॉक्टर राजेंद्र शर्मा जी, अपने को अनम्यूट कर लें प्लीज। आपका माइक ऑफ है। डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद शर्मा सर, आप अपने को अनम्यूट करें। सर हो सकता है किसी टेक्निकल, सर अपने को आप अनम्यूट करें, आपकी माइक ऑफ है, ऑन है, सॉरी ऑफ है। कुछ टेक्निकल एरर के कारण जो है सो हमसे जुड़ नहीं पा रहे हैं. So now I would like to request Dr. Sakita to for vote of thanks. Dr. Sakita.
Respected HOD sir, Dr. K. Shankar Rao sir, chairman of this webinar, Dr. Sanjay, all the eminent speakers of the two-day webinar.
Dr. Sakita,
Sir,
please excuse me. Dr. Rajendra sir is with us, है ना?
sorry.
So now the technical problem is over. So now I would like to request Dr. Rajendra Sarma sir, please say vote of thanks.
नमस्कार. इस 2 दिवसीय वेबिनार के सफल पूर्वक आयोजन के लिए मैं सर्वप्रथम केंद्रीय आयुष मंत्री श्री श्रीपाद यशो नायक एवं आयुष सचिव पद्मश्री वैद्य राजेश कोटेचा सर, आयुष मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार का आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूं, जिनके प्रेरणा एवं सहयोग से इस 2 दिवसीय वेबिनार का सफल आयोजन हुआ है. तत्पश्चात संस्थान के माननीय निदेशक एवं ऑर्गेनाइजिंग चेयरमैन परमादरणीय प्रोफेसर संजीव शर्मा, जिनका निरंतर मार्गदर्शन, प्रेरणा एवं सहयोग विभाग को सदैव मिलता रहता है, इसके लिए हार्दिक धन्यवाद एवं आभार प्रकट करता हूँ. इसी के साथ कार्यक्रम के ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी प्रोफेसर के शंकर राव सर, डीन पीएचडी एवं विभागाध्यक्ष रसायन विभाग, जिनके निर्देशन में इस वेबिनार का सफल आयोजन हुआ है, का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूँ. इस कार्यक्रम के मुख्य वक्ता प्रोफेसर सीबी झा, एमरिटस प्रोफेसर बीएचयू वाराणसी, प्रोफेसर एल.के. द्विवेदी सर, पूर्व विभागाध्यक्ष रसायन विभाग, राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद संस्थान जयपुर, डॉक्टर के उन्नी कृष्णन पिल्लई, अमृतांजलि आयुर्वेद हॉस्पिटल कोल्लम, केरला, एवं डॉक्टर के श्रीकांत, नेशनल मैनेजर हिमालय ड्रग कंपनी का ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी एवं प्रतिभागियों की ओर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद एवं आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जिनके अत्यंत ज्ञानवर्धक एवं प्रेरणादायक व्याख्यान से सभी प्रतिभागी लाभान्वित हुए हैं, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. इस कार्यक्रम में भाग लेने वाले देश के विभिन्न महाविद्यालयों की फैकल्टी, रिसर्च स्कॉलर एवं छात्र छात्राओं का हार्दिक धन्यवाद, जिन्होंने हमारे सम्मानीय वक्ताओं का व्याख्यान को संयम पूर्वक सुनकर ज्ञानार्जन प्राप्त किया एवं इसका लाभ आगे भी उनको मिलता रहेगा. इस वेबिनार के संयोजक डॉक्टर संजय कुमार, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर, रसायन विभाग, राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद संस्थान जयपुर, जिन्होंने कार्यक्रम का संचालन सुचारू रूप से किया, का आभार प्रकट करता हूँ. इसके साथ मॉडरेटर डॉक्टर सखिता के.एस., प्राध्यापक एवं विभागीय अध्यापक डॉक्टर मोहरपाल मीणा, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर का भी हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूँ. साथ ही विभागीय पीजी पीएचडी अध्येता विशेष रूप से डॉक्टर भरत चरखा एवं डॉक्टर सीआर अमृता, जिनके परिश्रम एवं सहयोग से सफल आयोजन हो सका, का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूँ. साथ ही विभागीय सभी कर्मचारियों को उनके सहयोग के लिए धन्यवाद. इसी के साथ संस्थान के आईटी प्रभारी डॉक्टर सुदीप रथ एवं उनकी टीम के सभी सदस्यों का इस कार्यक्रम के लाइव प्रसारण एवं टेक्निकल सपोर्ट के लिए पूरे विभाग की ओर से हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं. और इसी के साथ में पुनः आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हृदय के अंतःकरण से ज्ञापित करता हूं. जय आयुर्वेद, जय धन्वंतरी, जय नागार्जुन.
With the permission of organizing secretary, I would like to end these sessions. Thanks to all of you for your patience, hearings, and remain with us. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Ayurveda.
जय हिंद सर.
बस